Hey all my crafty friends, welcome to another episode with me, Marquita of Marquita Makes, and I want to give a special hello to those of you that are visiting me from coming over from Priscilla of Distinctive Crochet. I really appreciate you guys joining our community, being part of our huge maker community, and I also want to say hello to you of those that are on Angie's channel, Love in Every Stitch by Ruby Baby. Hey y'all. I appreciate so much the love you guys have shown to me recently. I know that she had recently won a giveaway and shared it with you, but the comments that you left after that really didn't even pertain to a giveaway. And so I really appreciate all the love that you've shown if you've come over from that channel and left me a comment, drop some love. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. What I may not have mentioned when I replied in your comments is that I also have an Instagram, and I use Instagram to message back and forth. So I will try to find you on Instagram so I can see what you're working on. You can see what I'm working on because I don't post everything on my YouTube channel, but I try to. Anyways, welcome fam. Thank you so much. But today I didn't want to make a very long video, but I made something I'm rather excited about, and I want to share it with you guys. So I want to start with my whips today. I have a lot of whips. And I've tried to condense it down and not start on anything new, but it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle. But my most important whip is a commission piece. And the commission piece is actually for the Luna Fade shawl that I shared on a previous video. It's a paid for pattern by Detroit Knots, and she actually has a Luna Fade shawl 2.0. I think that one's for fingering weight, but I use fingering and sock weight for the original Luna Fade shawl, and what I did was I held them double strand, like you can probably see here. This is double strand, and so I wound my yarns on the yarn winder, and I pulled from the center and I pulled from the outside to make them double strand, because if I had not, it would have taken quite a while. And I'm really wanting to get this piece to the client as soon as possible. Now, as she mentioned, and I said in the previous video, you really do have to aggressively block this piece, but it is so worth it. It's been a joy to work on. Now anything that gets bigger and grows and longer, it's just like, wow, I didn't realize it would take that long, especially with such a small amount of weight. But I don't think I would be as anxious if it wasn't for a commission piece, because, you know, when someone has made a payment, you want to get it to them as fast as possible. But the yarn that I use, she wanted one exactly like the one that I made. The yarn that I use, the green here, it's Malabrigo, and it's in the color Ivy. And this one is in the color Diana. And as I mentioned, I pulled from the center and from the outside. They are fingering and sock. They're both very lightweights. Now on the very end, and I'm getting ready to add the lace, because this is this is a Tunisian crochet. That's what this long cord is, if you are new to Tunisian crochet. But this cord holds all the live stitches, and it is a Tunisian crochet pattern, but it's very easy. I highly recommend it. And at the very end, this is where the lace will go. The lace will go here. So after I finish this last row the way that it is, because I don't want to give away anything about the pattern, then I'll start on the lace. And that particular color that I'm using for the lace is by We Crochet or Knit Picks, same company, sister companies, and it's the Shadow. It's not superwash merino, it's a merino wool, and it's definitely fingering weight. But it's very beautiful. Both yarns are very soft, very squishy, as I mentioned before in a previous video, and I love them. They're like my favorite yarns. So that's my most important whip. I'm not going to show them all today because I am a bit ashamed of how many that I have. So I won't go into so many whips that I have, but I'll share one whip today and also a finished piece, because working with smaller yarns, especially Tunisian crochet, I start to get like a tiredness in my hand here. And I have been wearing, do I have them over here? No, I did. I think they're on the bed. I have been wearing the gloves, the support gloves that my husband bought me for our anniversary. They tighten. They're kind of like compression. They're compression gloves, so they make the circulation and help a little bit with the inflammation as well too. Because holding that narrow hook in line for the Tunisian crochet, that's really what makes it tiring to me. Not so much as trying to hurry up and get it done, but it's really doing a number on my hand. So I think from now on I'm probably going to work with a larger Tunisian crochet projects because of the effect that it's had on my hand. Because as I mentioned, I made one for myself and I went right into this one, and a lot of times when I find something that I like, I make multiples. Either I make multiples because it's on commission because what I've made for myself, or I make multiples because I like it, or I make multiples because my kids like it. But this method has really, with the smaller yarns, has really smaller hooks. It's not really the yarn, it's the hooks, has really done a number on my hand here. So I've definitely been doing some stretches, but I take some time off from that to work on the piece I'm going to show you. I'm so excited, y'all. So, but before I show you, I wanted to ask, do any of you remember this Freedom yarn that used to be at Hobby Lobby? So it's, I guess you can call it a fashion yarn, not quite a boutique yarn, but it's a cotton yarn, a cotton ribbon yarn, and what it looks like, it was it's just a fabric, and it's a fabric that was shredded. And let me see if I can change this color so you can see a little bit. There we go, a little bit more so it won't be so blown out. But the colors are really nice, and I like that it will work up a bit bulkier. And so I also had some more super chunky, because that was so small. I was like, maybe my hands will work a little bit better with something a little bit larger. So to cleanse my creative palette, I went for bulkier, chunkier yarns. Now I have shared this, let's see, there we go. I have shared, is that upside? That is so funny. I have shared this yarn with you before. It is a yarn by Joann's. It's their buttercream, from their Buttercream Luxe craft line. I use this particular type of yarn to make my version of the knit collage sweater. And it was the Hardly sweater, and I just called it the Marley sweater because M for Marquita and inspired by the Harley. But anyways, so I used, they went on clearance. I got as many as I could. So I used this bulkier yarn with this cotton Freedom yarn to make this. And I'm going to turn the camera so you can see it. A poncho. Yes, I made a poncho. And the thing about it is no, it's not the greatest at trying. I'm not the greatest at trying this on right now because I'm a bit warm. I've been taking my iron, you guys, and I'm hot. So it's too warm really to wear it outside because we're still having like 80-degree weather here. And it's a bit too warm to wear in the house. But I am loving it. Now, there was a debate with my eldest daughter as to what color she thought, which color she thought that I should pick for it. And you know when you're crafting or you're making something, you just ask somebody, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And I listened to her. But I was going to make what I wanted. So what I used, and I don't know if you have any in your stash, and I'll turn the camera back the other way in a second, but what I used was the Buttercream Luxe and Cream, and this is a 50% superwash merino blend, 50% acrylic, so it's fairly breathable. And it's a super chunky 6. And I think it asks that we use an M or N hook. And I used, what did I use? I used an L, if I'm not mistaken. I used an L because I wanted it to be a bit tighter. Now, if you notice when I tried it on and I just said that I want it to be a little bit tighter, the opening, I have more openings. I have used 2 different size hooks. I used the P, I used the L for, I used the P for this section here because I want it to be open because it does have some acrylic, and I do live down south here in Alabama, and I want to still be able, you know, to breathe, my skin to breathe a little bit through my clothing. So I did make wider or more opening stitches using a larger hook, the P size, but as you notice here, it is very closed. So this is where I use the smaller size hook because I would like it to be a bit warm in that area, but right here in my chest sometimes it gets really hot. So this is my poncho, and I'm very, very, very happy with it. So the colors that I used, this one was in mustard, and of course I used the ribbon yarn, and this is the wine, and that's all. It was just the cream, the ribbon yarn, the mustard, and the wine. And I think I didn't even have a full ball of the cream yarn, so it was like a little bit more than half, so it's like 3/4 of that. And that actually influenced my pattern because I had to work with that scrap. Like, it was really wet and scrap, but it wasn't a full and I really needed to. It wasn't a full, excuse me, it wasn't a full donut of yarn. And I think I used 2 of the mustard, 2 of the wine, and I had so much of the freedom yarn I really didn't even try to use it, but I love it. I thought about making a sweater, but it just wasn't quite me. But I think I may make a sweater with the other that I have, just a nice chunky one to, you know, throw on, go for a walk in, you know, this winter if I'm going to want to go on a walk. So anyways, oh, I love it. Now I'm gonna scoot you back up here. And I need a little tea too. Okay, so sorry if that like really oh no, it looks like I got some scratches. But anyways, sorry if that really annoyed you with me. Sorry if that really annoyed you having to flip the screen. Sorry, but that was the only way I could really get in that full the full length of the poncho because it has been very cloudy, like very cloudy all week here in North Alabama, and I could not get good shots. I normally will put like a shot or video right here in this area. It just didn't work out. So I hope you still have a good idea of what the poncho looked like, and I really would like to know what you think of it. And if you have any of that particular yarn in your stash, I would really like to know. So I also wanted to share today some acquisitions. I have not opened it yet. And this is from the Quirky Monday podcast, Kalisha of the Quirky Monday podcast. And she makes everything beautiful. Kalisha knits, Kalisha crochets, Kalisha sews, and everything she makes is beautiful. And not only that, and she has a podcast here on YouTube, as I mentioned, but not only that, and she's a plat mama. She's a plat mama and a fur mama, and she's super duper sweet. So right now, she is also participating in a cow with Crochet Luna, and I cannot remember the rest of the makers, but I will post below a video of Crochet Luna speaking about Crochet Luna or Kalisha, speaking about the details. Sorry, let me stop. Speaking about the details of the crochet along, and it's specifically a crochet along, not just a male or a cow. So it's really targeted to crocheters, and they'll give you more details about it. So this acquisition that I'm going to share with you is actually one of her sewn projects, And it was so beautiful. I was so glad I was able to snap it, grab it, get it when I did. And I see a peek of it now, and I just know it's going to be gorgeous. So sorry for the crinkles. Look at this. And this was not intentional. This was, what does that sound? Sorry, I got distracted. Squirrel. But this was not intentional to wear yellow and yellow, just like the color. But look it. Oh my goodness, are they not beautiful? Okay, so anybody that knows me and knows me well knows that I love cowrie shells. And here we go. Kalisha, she put a cowrie shell, and not only a cowrie shell, on this, it's a stitch marker. Oh my goodness! But she put the cowrie shell, I'm sorry, I gotta calm down, on a stitch marker. Oh my goodness. Do you see that gold? So fancy. Let me change this so you can really see it. Look at that. Look. And not only that, on the zipper, I wonder if you can read it. Oh, and it's on the front and the back. Can you see that? It says, made with love. Kalisha, thank you. Try not to scream. Oh my goodness. And she even included the little wristlet band. Orange zipper. Y'all, I'm trying so hard to go. And her labels on the inside. Look at that. I could scream. I'm so excited right now. But it is so beautiful. And I didn't expect it to be this size. Like, I really did think that. And I don't think I looked at the measurements. I was just so excited at the print. I just clicked buy. And it was a very reasonable price. I think like around $20. Kalisha, thank you. But I had to have it. And I told you guys, I don't have very many project bags. And this was... I think I'm gonna move my next project that I'm gonna share with you guys into this. It is so gorgeous. It is so me. Look at me. Look at me. How cute. And you know one of my favorite colors. It is my favorite color. It's orange coral. All that. Oh, I didn't mean to go on and on so long about it, but my goodness, I love it. So please be sure to check out Kalisha's podcast, the Quirky Monday Crafts. Also her Etsy shop. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, thank you for being part of my universe. It's just too much. But here is her Etsy shop and her Gmail. And her work is beautiful. It is so well made. I expected that, though. I mean, she's awesome, and she's so thorough. Kalisha, thank you. It's beautiful. I love it. And I'm not good at inches, but this looks like it's, what, a foot long? Look at all Okay, let me calm down. Oh, I did not expect that. Okay. I'm gonna stop. But you guys... Y'all know how I am if you visited me before. I cannot help it. You should see my jewelry. I have so many cowrie shells, anklets, earrings, bracelets. I'm going to stop. I'm going to make myself stop. Thank you, Kalisha. Thank you. And also, she's so good to me. She hunted down some Just Yarn for me. And now I have a sweater quantity worth favorite color. And this one is terracotta. My Dollar Trees have zero. Since the last time I shared the yarns with you guys, there have been none. None. And we have 3, you know, locally, like really locally in my area before you have to go out like 15 more minutes or 20. None. I mean, it feels amazing. It's a really good quality yarn, great stitch definition. I said I wasn't going to talk about it no more, but it's hard. This is a great yarn by Premier Yarn, you guys. And if you are not familiar with it, this particular colorway is terracotta. It comes up this color in person. So this is true to color on the camera. It's a medium for weight. This is $1 at the Dollar Tree. It's 131 yards. Seems like this was more than what the other one was, but I could be wrong. But 131, yeah, that was right. It was 130 or 31 yards because 2 makes a hat. No more, I promised. And also, Kalisha, I hope you don't mind me sharing. She also gifted me something I've been wanting to try for so long, and it's Socktober. It's for socks. It's Felici from Knit Picks. We crochet Knit Picks. I use it term interchangeably. Kalisha, thank you. And I have to say this. I have used a lot of 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon blends, but it seems like, this is 218 yards by the way, finger and weight. It seems like every one with this blend that I've tried from We Crochet Knit Picks has been the softest yarn, which is so crazy because this is technically supposed to be a workhorse yarn. I don't know how they're pulling this off. It is so soft and squishy. Obvious in the, I said I wasn't going to make this a long one, but if you can see here, there we go. It has a very nice spin. And when I say very nice spin, I'm meaning that it is spun tightly so that you're going to get really good stitch definition. You see that spin? You see, and it's springy. You want springy yarn, especially when you're using yarn for items that you want to have a little stretch and give, like socks. Thank you, Kalisha. I would have never. Felicia was one of those ones I was like, I don't know. So thank you. I've put it in my cart and taken it out so many times. Thank you so very much. And the very last thing that I want to share, it's not an acquisition. It is, and it smells so good. Just opening the wrapper just smells so good. I wanted to share one of the sweetest, kindest, most thoughtful gifts I've ever received. And believe it or not, I have not received personally for myself, for my kids, yes, but many handmade makes. But I received this beanie as an expression of gratitude from Priscilla of Distinctive Crochet. Thank you so much, Priscilla. Reading your note almost brought tears to my eyes. The message was so very sweet, included, and I forgot to ask permission if I could share it, but in a nutshell, it's a little piece of me and a little piece of her. And I cannot express how that makes me feel to get a gift from my crafty friend that is exactly that. It's a little bit of me, color-wise, and a little bit of her, color-wise, with some cotton yarn, much needed in this Alabama weather. It smells so good, Priscilla. I don't know what you use in your laundry. You have got to let me know, but this smells amazing. Thank you so much. I wore my hair up today, so I didn't wear it to fit, but it is so gorgeous. Thank you. And you can see here her tag. This was so kind. Thank you so much. Yes, I had to hold back the tears when I opened it. And I'm so glad now that I did that off camera, because I think I would have been just a bit too embarrassed having it on camera. Thank you. Thank you so much. You are so sweet. Well, that leads me to one thing. It's Socktober, y'all. It's been a crazy day. If you can't tell, I'm kind of, but I really want to show this to you guys because I said I was going to make some socks. And I had decided for Socktober that I was going to make socks with this yarn from, it's a very nice superwash, I think it's 100% superwash merino yarn from Flower Garden Yarns. And it also had this colorway as the accents for the toe and the heel if you'd like, or toe and the brim at the top of the sock if you want it. But it's a very gorgeous, it's a variegated, but it's more or less speckled, and I really like that you can see those the same color here and there. So anyways, I am following the rondel pattern. The rondel pattern by Adea Designs, and it's been one of my crochet at night products because I can't quite focus during the day on the pattern. So I have to work on it when there's no disturbances for me. So far I've gotten the toe, you can see here, and I am using an E, and I have to keep these on because I will not remember, and I'm also using stitch markers from the Itty Bitty, Little Bitty Delights, did I say it right? Little Bitty Delights. And it is s'mores with a little bite out of it. And of course, my favorite, a pumpkin spice latte that actually has a little pumpkin. It's so cute. So that's where I am here. So I'm starting to work on, is it the front? The front of the foot, and at least the toe is done. So this has been my evening project to work on, and I'm using my clover hook to work on this particular one. I've got to look up crochet patterns or maybe knit patterns for this Felice yarn. I'm so excited about it. So I still haven't found a pattern for the Earth Yarns sock kit that has the 2 cakes of yarn that are identical, so you can have identical socks. But I'm not as concerned about it right now because I love to wear brighter colors in the winter, as opposed to drab, black, or a whole lot of gray, you know. So that will probably have to wait until maybe December, like November, December to do. And these would be great to work on. I like to wear purples in November. I don't know why, but like purpley eggplant-like colors. So it's so perfect. Thank you so much. Y'all, I feel so loved. I feel so loved, especially after seeing the reactions of those that have won recent prizes from the channel and they posted. Thank you so much. I feel so loved for everyone that's come over from Distinctive Crochet and Loving Every Stitch by Ruby Baby. I love you guys. I have just really been touched, and as I mentioned before, and I don't mention it a lot, but I've gone through a lot of changes. We all have since 2020, but very recently my family's going through some changes and some needed adjustments, and everything's going fine, but still, you know, it can be a lot. So I appreciate the extension of love and the extension of kindness, and I just want to express my gratitude to you guys. I love our maker community. You're wonderful. But that's all I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to enjoy my goodies, y'all. Oh, and in my cup today, it's just Celestial Seasonings Peppermint. I was in a peppermint mood today. But I hope you guys have a fabulous day, a fabulous weekend, a great week. I hope that you're being safe and that you're well and your families are well and you're taking care of you. Please take care of you. And I will see you guys in the next one. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.